At first glance, Maple Ridge looked like the American dream: manicured lawns, pastel houses, perfect peace. But beneath the surface of this suburban paradise was a hidden tyranny, ruled by a woman with a visor, a clipboard, and a bleach bottle. This isn't just a story about HOA rules. It's about rebellion, justice, and the night a fence started glowing with the truth. When I moved into Maple Ridge Estates, I thought I'd finally made it. Quiet, clean, pastel-colored houses that looked like they came straight off a Pinterest board. Neighbors waved, lawns gleamed, birds chirped like they'd been hired by a sound designer. It was a postcard, until it wasn't. The first morning in my new home, I found a laminated binder taped to my front door. 50 pages, titled The Harmony Handbook. Tape not hung, not delivered. Taped, with surgical precision. A sticky note on the front read, "Welcome. We're always watching. KW." I thought it was a joke. Then the fine started. $25 for leaving my trash bins visibly drying in view of the street. $50 for planting marigolds outside the HOA-approved color harmony palette. I was even warned for the curvature of my mailbox flag. I'm not joking. Curvature. It didn't take long to meet the person behind the madness. Karen Whitmore, HOA president, HOA. 50-something, permanently smiling, power walking her way through the neighborhood in a matching visor and yoga pants combo. She had a clipboard in one hand, and in the other, a pen that wrote in red ink only. She didn't knock. She just left notes, like a suburban grim reaper with a passive-aggressive streak. I tried to play nice. I really did. But when I noticed a perfectly circular bleach stain seared into my front lawn, everything changed. It started with little white patches. At first, I thought it was sun damage or bad soil. But then came the circle. It wasn't accidental. It was deliberate, exact, like a warning. I confronted Karen one morning, iced tea in hand. I kept it civil. She didn't deny it. She smiled, sipped from her monogrammed water bottle, and said, "We all do our part to uphold standards." That was it. No threats. Just quiet, calculated menace. But I wasn't going to fight her with rage. I was going to fight her with brilliance. I had a background in design. I'd done some freelance forensics work in college. And I had time, using invisible UV ink and a blacklight. I painted her pristine white vinyl fence with messages that only appeared after dark. Dictator in disguise. HOA or cult. This is why aliens avoid Earth. During the day, it looked spotless. At night, her fence glowed like the credits of a dystopian movie. She called the police, the mayor, even a local news channel. None of them took her seriously. I thought that would be the end of it. But it was only the beginning. At 4:42 a.m. on a Tuesday, my motion cameras caught her on video, gloves on, hood up, tiptoeing across my lawn with a bleach bottle in hand. That was the moment everything turned. I posted the footage online, not publicly, just a private neighborhood forum. But the response was overwhelming. Not just likes and comments. People started sharing their own stories. A pattern emerged. Unjust fines, property damage, surveillance, shaming. Her second in command, Linda Poole, was even worse. While Karen ruled by fear, Linda managed the money. That's when my neighbor Darren stepped in. It wizard. Socially anxious but sharp. He started tracing HOA fee transactions and found something odd. Monthly payments labeled community compliance support, going into a personal Venmo account registered to Karen. Enter Elena, 2 houses down, former paralegal, now a stay-at-home mom with a deep grudge and legal training. Together, we started building a case, gathering screenshots, timestamps, HOA meeting recordings, everything. Elena drafted the formal complaint. Darren secured the financial trail. I handled the presentation. We submitted our findings to Detective Sloan from the County Fraud Division. A week later, the raid happened. They found a filing cabinet in Karen's house with personal data on over 70 residents, notes on lawn conditions, surveillance printouts, even notes on people's schedules. She wasn't just obsessed with control. She was building a profile system deciding who was a threat to the order she imagined she was maintaining. Karen was arrested, charged with wire fraud, impersonation, and unlawful surveillance. Linda Poole folded under questioning. She handed over emails, spreadsheets, everything. Her cooperation earned her probation. Karen wasn't so lucky. But the real transformation came from the community. We voted loudly. Karen was banned from any HOA board position for life. The neighborhood passed the Whitmore Clause, banning surveillance and fines without city oversight. A third-party auditing firm was hired to monitor all future HOA transactions. People smiled again. Kids rode their bikes without getting notes about helmet colors. Mailboxes bloomed in neon pink and green. Someone started a lawn flamingo contest. I didn't win, but my flamingo had sunglasses and a cape, so it earned a lot of respect. Karen tried to reinvent herself. 3 months later, she popped up as a keynote speaker at a civic leadership conference upstate under the alias K.E. Richmond. Her book, Order in Chaos. We exposed her online. The footage of her explaining bleach as a purification tool for suburban decay went viral. A flying inflatable flamingo interrupted her mid-sentence. Poetic justice. Elena helped co-write Senate Bill 4842, the Neighborhood Governance Accountability Act. It passed in 2 states. HOA boards now register with the state, require legal oversight for any financial penalties, and must disclose surveillance. But here's the part I always remember. Karen's house dropped $91,000 in value. Her glowing fence, still visible under blacklight. Tourists drive by at night just to see it. And every once in a while, when a nearby town starts whispering about a strict new HOA president, someone leans in and says, "Careful, she might be another Karen." Because in Maple Ridge, we don't fight tyranny with lawsuits. We fight it with ink, lights, cameras, and flamingos.